And now, prepare your ear holes for penetration as we bring you another great podcast from the Poop Culture Extended Universe.
I would put it on a bud. You could fit the pickles. You could fit pickles in there. And the pickles. You can fit the pickles in there. You can fit the pickles in there. Come on. Pickle chicken sandwich.
Take it away, John Frickin Smith.
Welcome to the rabbit hole,
How did we end up on that rabbit hole?
where all you knew is wrong, and rules are just suggestions, made up as we go along. And who knows what you'll find here, maybe heaven or your worst fears. Whatever it may be, it's yours to keep forever.
Just in time. You've entered a rabbit hole. Please, go down further. Where there's philosophy hidden within stupidity.
My nipples are sweating.
What are they doing to that chicken?
They're punching holes in it. You know what? I want to teabag Hank Azaria. He could make weird noises.
You're fucking weird.
You guys are horrible.
Bunion rings?
Like, I wouldn't eat those.
What the fuck? Hey.
Even if it was Paul Bunyan themed, like, you know what I mean?
Anyone-
Like flannel onion rings or something like that. You're like, yeah, I had a heart attack. Fuck you.
It's a sunshiny day.
Yeah. Fat people need love, too.
This week's episode is sponsored by Sudio. Head to sudio.com and check out the Regent Bluetooth headphones. With their sleek design, great sound quality and even an auxiliary cord, the Regent is a great companion at home or on the go. Use the promo code, just in time, for 15% off your order.
Oh, why, hello there. Welcome back to another episode, another edition, another slice of Just in Time. Let's take a hop down the rabbit hole and tell some stories. Oh, God. Well, I had plans today, but they all went straight downhill last night. It was kind of fucked up. I had vagina lined up like a dummy. I fucked up. So here's those. I was getting ready to. Believe it or not, I had a bit of a car issue. Believe it or not, I was actually very sober for this. I had just come off a 8.5-hour shift, which isn't that much, but it's enough to sober up, definitely, especially when you don't smoke on break, which I didn't. So, let's see, I was actually on my way back from my buddy Real Paul Martin's house. You've heard him on the show before. I went to go get some stuff from him, not weed. I had left his house, I was coming back, and I misread a left turn at a light, and it was just at that weird evening hour where it was dark, but, you know what I mean? That lights were on and shit, but yeah, I misjudged the turn somehow and was on the wrong side of the island. Yeah, facing head-on traffic. In a split decision, I decided instead of going head-on with somebody else, I figured I could just reduce the damage to my car, and I just kind of made a hard right over the fucking island, which it wasn't a very big one, but it was enough to pop my front 2 tires and throw off the alignment. Pulled over on the side of the road and was kind of in a fuck me moment, like, God damn it, everything was going right, and then of course I had to do something to fuck it up. So, yeah, I call a buddy or whatever, call my sister, see if she can give me a ride. Luckily, she was out and about and was on her way to a different weed shop and decided to, just detour it on over towards where I was going, where I'd initially been heading anyway. Pick me up, I go get some bud, get some actually major discounts, or some pretty decent discounts. So, yeah, what I got, actually, the weed I got yesterday was Tatooine Dream. Yeah, this time they spelled it a little bit more like Tatooine. I think there's an O short, but they at least called it Tatooine instead of Tatooine, which sounded weird. I think somebody was trying to make it nerdy and didn't realize how to spell it the nerdy way. But they got it right this time, or close enough. They got the pronunciation right. And the guy even said, like, Star Wars, so I'm going to take that as Tatooine Dream, which sounds pretty fucking sandy and hot and dry and, I was going to say wet, but not wet. Moisture farmers, I get it now. I get it. So yeah, my car was stranded, of course, with two shredded tires. Yeah. What is it? I call the good old buddy, my good friend Redcorn. You know him. Yeah, you know that little Mexican. Well, he, believe it or not, he actually hasn't been getting drunk as much lately because he got a job. He's driving a goddamn tow truck now. I know, Korn of all fucking people. If you've heard past episodes of this show, you know Korn does not have the best of driving history, or drinking for that matter. But he sobers up for this one because this job has him on call pretty much 24/7, which is actually pretty awesome. Because I gave him a call and because I had already gotten a ride and because he was already on another tow, he picked me up at my house, took me to my car. Put my car on the truck like a pro too. Just watching that little Mexican work, it was kind of nice. I just kind of like kept my distance and like, nah, I don't want to disturb you, because I wouldn't want my friend standing over me when I'm doing any work, and I just cook food. So this motherfucker, yeah, got my car up on there all pro like, and because it was a Sunday night, late Sunday night. Obviously we couldn't go straight to a shop anywhere really. So he just pretty much took me back to my apartment, and he took my car off the truck, put it in my parking spot, and then this morning actually, he came and picked me up with his tow truck and made a couple of my neighbors mad by blocking out their parking spot. Yeah, well, one of them was just a douche and had to finagle because they're carports, it's apartment carports, and this douchebag had to finagle his way, try to get to a spot as close as he could. So what he does is he goes in sideways into another spot and just goes. Luckily, there was a bunch of empty spots, including his, and he just kind of just parked a little bit diagonally inside of, double parked pretty much, but in two blocked spots and he sat in his car. That's what made him kind of a dick too. Was he sat in his car and waited for Korn to get done putting my car on the truck and for us to move so that he could straighten out his car. But whatever. Korn's actually pretty quick. For a little motherfucker, it was weird too because where I had parked last night, after this whole debacle, I pulled right off the side of the road because I knew there was major damage, at least to my wheels, and I didn't want to further it. I was hoping to salvage the wheels, which, actually, because I pulled right off to the side of the road, I did manage to salvage my wheels. My rims were fine. It was just all to the tire. Or the two tires. So, where I had parked, though, was in kind of dirt off the side of the road, and it was a bit moist. But seeing Korn having to get kind of, trying to finagle his way slightly under my car in this kind of dirt and weeds filled area. He kind of looked like a little munchkin, you know what I mean? Like a little munchkin, his little legs popping out. It looked like a child was retrieving my vehicle. It was kind of funny. But yeah, he a little Mexican sends his regards. Obviously, he's not here, obviously, but he'll be back. They'll both be back. We were working on some stuff. But one of the things I got from Real Paul Martin, I get to enjoy the luxury, well, at least temporarily, of a cheap fucking arm scissor mic stand thing. Yeah, I feel like Dennis Miller on Joe Dirt. Yeah. Tokyo Rose of the Trailer Park. Yeah. I'm fucking retarded, I know. So yeah, thank you, John Frickin Smith, for your lovely Yours to Keep intro that you personally and beautifully sliced in clips of us to make it sound so perfectly us, honestly. Yeah. Head to johnfrickinsmith.com, check out the album check out the album Songs of the Great Collapse, including the track Yours to Keep, among many other great ones, such as Single Minded Man, American Blues. There's even a self-titled one, John Frickin Smith. Yeah, I'm John Frickin Smith, I think it is. Check that one out. That's actually a good one too. Fucking, I can't even describe a genre on this. I know there's blues in there, and whatever genre Tom Petty went under, there's a bit of that in there. It's great stuff, dude. It is great stuff. Like, just like take like Tom Petty and like who am I thinking of? Take Tom Petty and Eric Clapton with the lyrical genius of homeboy from goddamn what's that? Oh, I am drawing blanks on everything. Sorry, this is the first bowl I've smoked since I went out to go get my car fixed and shit. Which that story will continue in a minute. But yeah, just go check out John Frickin Smith. God damn it! And yeah, check out studio.com. Get that. Use the promo code JUSTINTIME and get 15% off your order. Yeah, I'm actually using my studios right now. Yeah, got them plugged into to a different device this time. I got them plugged into the computer instead of the mixer. I think my mixer finally went full on kaputs. Luckily, there were other arrangements made with my buddy Paul Martin, as you've heard on the show before. So yeah, that happened. So yeah, back to the story though, this situation with the car. So yeah, the next day Korn gets my car on the thing, takes me to a shop. Well, first off, let me just say this. Sorry, I had to do something there. But yeah, let me just say this. What was I going to say? Oh, I had looked online, looking at a couple places fucking in town to get this done. And one of the more popular places is known as Ramona Tire, I think, or something like that. But I go and check them out, and they had a quote calculator thing on their website. So I went ahead and checked out to see if they had tires. First off, the only tires they had for my car fucking were like 110 a piece. And I'm very cheap, and I'm not fucking balling. I'm like, God damn it, I really don't want to have to break the bank that much if there's at all a possibility of not having to do that. Well, luckily, not only that, when I looked it up, because like I said, I knocked the alignment off a little bit and had to get that fixed as well. It was an extra 90-something bucks for that, to do that, to get that done. So out the door, it was actually showing like $380 something. And mind you, I still needed to get an oil change. That was actually something I had planned on doing today, in the first place. Like, before fucking up my tires, I had already planned on going to get a goddamn oil change. So I was pretty pissed off when it was, fuck, now you talk about $400 plus, now I gotta go find a place, now I gotta go get an oil change too. So, luckily Korn made a few calls, as a tow truck driver and being in town and shit, he has luckily made some connections around here, which is awesome. Because he takes me to a place and, he gets out of the car, or out of the truck, he gets my car down, and he's talking in Spanish to the guy. And he did all the negotiating pretty much for that one, because I will admit, I lose man points, because I don't know shit about cars. Sorry, yeah. Didn't get really taught anything. But, yeah, so Korn fucking gets the deal. It was, what was it, $190 for two new tires, which, it sounds like it's only like a $20 saving, but that was like installed and everything. The other place I had been looking at was just showing $110 for each tire without installation and labor and shit. $190 out the door. So now I gotta get an alignment. Go to a different place, fucking get it done for $50. Now, if you're following, that's $240 spent. That's already fucking way less. So now I gotta get an oil change too. Oil change, of course, for my car there, but for some reason, any car I get needs some kind of fucking synthetic blend or whatever that they don't have, or it's gonna cost them like $10 extra. So I go to my local Jiffy Lube actually, and the guy gives me a decent little deal. Usually it's like 70 something bucks or something like that, and this guy fucking boom, 50 out the door, pretty much. So yeah, altogether ended up spending $290 instead of $380 plus. Let's just say optimistically plus the other 50. Yeah, instead of spending $430, spent fucking $290. Thank you to Red Korn. That little Mexican, I know he hasn't been on the show in a couple months, and that's not his fault. It's our equipment, I promise you. But yeah, that little motherfucker earned more than co-host points. He earned good friend points with that one, because the motherfucker didn't charge me for any of that towing and shit. He was just like, "No, dude, we gotta get your shit fixed, man." So I was you know, that's one of those times when I was just glad to have a good friend, I guess, there. And Korn like went above and beyond as a good friend too. It was practice for him. I even told him, I was like, well, he's like, yeah, well, he's like, I'm already out making money and shit. I'm like, yeah, but if you don't charge me, you're not making money on this one. He's like, yeah, but I'm already making money on the other ones. And then I kind of looked at him and I'm like, you're in Grand Theft Auto type mode right now, aren't you? This is just like a side mission. He's just, he jumped in a tow truck and he's just going to see how many tows he can get done, no matter how much money he makes or not. And he's like, yeah, all the practice is fucking good, you know? And yeah, he was right. He's obviously gotten pretty good at it in just a few months since he's gotten his license and been able to actually do all the towing and shit. He's actually gotten very good. So kudos to Korn. Kudos to him for being sober and all that stuff too, or staying sober during that. I'm not saying he doesn't drink ever, but it's a lot later at night now. And that's only if he's actually going to bed and it's one of those like he's not towing anybody else for the rest of the night. So that's awesome. His new job has him being more responsible, and fucking his skills came very great use. He saved me so much money, because that's the other part I didn't mention either, was how much money I don't even know how much it would have cost to get a tow through my bitch ass insurance or through motherfucking anything else. Honestly, it would have cost fucking arm and a leg. So it was nice of Korn to fucking, yeah, Korn came through as a friend there. I gotta say that. Korn came through as a definite buddy. Always good to have friends in different industries. That's all I'm saying. Mix it up. Don't just hang. If you're a fucking banker, don't just hang out with other bitch ass bankers. Nah, you gotta have friends with skills, man. Because I instantly looked at him and was like, hey, motherfucker, come to my work sometime. If I'm there, I can at least pay for your fucking meal. It's the least I could do, right? Yeah. And of course, Korn won't turn down a free meal if he's got a fucking Sorry, Korn's actually texting me right now, checking up on me. Dang. But yeah, sorry. But yeah, Korn came through as a good friend. Yeah.
This week's episode is sponsored by Sudio. Head to sudio.com and check out the Regent Bluetooth headphones. With their sleek design, great sound quality and even an auxiliary cord, the Regent is a great companion at home or on the go. Use the promo code, just in time, for 15% off your order.
All right. Thank you, John Frickin Smith, for that lovely ass Gay for a Day intro. I love the funk to it. I still love the funk to it. I can't even lie. But yeah. Sorry about that. Before I even get into Gay for a Day, Korn's texting me and shit, and I was telling him fucking how fast these places were that he had suggested that I go for my tire needs and my alignment and shit. And I told him, I was like, Ethel is pleased. And he texted me back, he's like, LOL, that's a badass name for a car. And I'm like, yeah, Ethel, yeah. I'm like, my Dodge that I had before, it's a Ford that I got now, but the Dodge that I had before, that was my first car, and I named her Lucy. And although I did name this car Ethel, whenever I would tell somebody, because believe it or not, that came up a lot. People ask you what you named your car quite a bit, or at least for me. But when I had my Dodge, when I had Lucille, is what it was. People, whenever I would tell them, I named her Lucille, they would be like, oh, like Lucille Ball, Lucy. I love Lucy. Most of the time, I would just agree with them. I'd be like, yeah. But the inside joke that only a few people knew was that that name, although Lucille Ball is a very fucking, I was perfectly fine letting that be the belief for anybody. But the other inside one was that wasn't actually where the name came to my head from, though. When the name popped into my head, it was because I was watching an episode of Fresh Prince. And I know some of you, if you remember enough, you're already picturing Uncle Phil. Yeah, there was an episode where Will Smith, he goes in, what does he do? He goes to like a pool hall, yeah, and he bets the Mercedes, if I'm not mistaken, and like loses. Obviously, he gets hustled. So Uncle Phil and Jeffrey go down there, with them to go try to win it back. And Uncle Phil puts the hustle on the bad guy. He goes in there and acts like just some stupid rich guy who's dropping money and sucks at pool. And after losing a couple games and getting the bad guy, the other hustler, getting him, lulled into comfortability and being able to, okay, let's lay it all on the table. Let's go for the big score. All of a sudden, Uncle Phil looks over at Jeffrey and says, "Jeffrey, break out Lucille." And that was where I got the name from, because Jeffrey opened up his fucking coat pocket and pulled out 2 halves of a pool cue, screwed them together. Uncle Phil rolled up his sleeves and fucking got down. It was fucking awesome. So yeah, that's where actually I had gotten that Lucille from. But yeah, on to sorry about the stories there, I guess, huh? I'm sorry, I'm trying not to be angry, because I might still be able to go and sneak in some of that good stuff tonight. But yeah, Korn. Yeah, that's gonna be who my gay for a day is this week. He's not here, so it's not as awkward. Yep, Korn.
Gay for a day.
Yep, that's what he gets.
Gay.
Why? Because he did something more manly than I could do. He towed my goddamn car. I even told him, I was like, I'm glad it wasn't raining, but I almost wish it was, just so it would have been even more like of a fucked up story for Korn to have to tell. Like, yeah, I had to dig through the fucking dirt a little bit. It was raining, just so I can get up under this motherfucker's car and goddamn get that shit hooked on. But he did it, dude. He did it without damaging my car. He kept saying that he was worried about ripping my fucking front bumper off because of the angle he was trying to get it on the truck from where I had it parked. It was kind of dipped in the middle. And he kept saying that, so I'm like expecting the worst, like, okay, here we go.
Gay.
Okay. And even Korn was like surprised, like, the bumper's still there? Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, Korn showed a lot of knowledge and showed a lot of fucking, a lot of professionalism, a lot of skill, and did the old fucking buddy solid, honestly. So yeah, Korn. I've made it no secret that we're saving up pretty much so we can fucking get some slightly more proper equipment for our needs. Yes, our mixer it's done. It did its job for a while, but our needs. Pretty much what happened was when we bought the new mics, everything changed. Everything seemed to fucking change, and the mics still work. Obviously, you can hear me right now. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully better than last week too. Last week I busted out one of the old mics, and then I adjusted the sound because I was playing around with the fucking mixer and I didn't fucking set it back to how it was supposed to be set. So that's my fault. I'm sorry if you listened to last week and you couldn't quite hear me as well as sometimes. Yeah, I know I kind of tend to have a little bit of a low speaking voice, but yeah, power of microphones. Yeah, this bad boy seems to be working all right now. It's not our shitty old mixer, so it's it's not a new thing so much. Don't worry about it. That's not important. But yeah, this one all goes to Korn pretty much, because he that motherfucker, yeah, he showed some fucking and he was all connected and shit. Like we pulled into this fucking shop, I'm forgetting the name of it, otherwise I would actually mention it and show them some love. I don't remember the name of it. I'm actually gonna text him what the name. Where was the first place that he took me? The place that he had recommended and hit up his buddy at before, though, for me to get my alignment, was called Desert Tires. Yeah, Desert Tires in Hammett. And they were not only speedy, but professional and fucking cheap, like $50 out the door, flat. Boom. I paid an extra $1 for a goddamn chocolate pretzel thing. which I left in my glove box. I should go get that before it gets too fucking hot out there. It's probably melted. But, yeah. Yeah. And, but yeah, when we pulled up to this first place to get the tires done, because we went to one place for the tires, went to another place. Well, I went to another place for the for the alignment. But, the place that he took me to do the tires, you know, he backed the truck in and shit. He gets out of the car. I was just staying in the tow truck, because at that point, I'm just a customer, and I don't know what the fuck they're going to be talking about, and I don't know enough Spanish. Korny gets out of the car, he's talking in Spanish, fucking laughing, joking, getting my car off the fucking truck and shit. I kind of felt like Karen. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like Karen on fucking Goodfellas, man. You know the famous scene, man, that famous walk going through the restaurant, going through the back and shit. That's kind of how I felt. Cause then I had to get out of the truck with him, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna go through this way. Oh shit, we gotta go through this way." And it was funny. One of the guys working at the place, he tried to like ask me a question or something like that, and I'm like, "Yeah, I need new tires or something," and he's just like, "Huh?" And he just looks at Korny just like, "What? No Espanol?" And fucking like kind of laughed at me a little bit. So I was Korn's bitch basically in that moment anyway. So yeah, that segment will go straight on to him. Yeah, Red Korn Durgan. That's his surname that he has chosen. The Durgan thing is just. It's stuck. But yeah, I think I can actually wrap this on up. Yeah, I think I can wrap this on up this week. We've had enough time together. It's not as quick and rushed through. I know I didn't have a late review, but that's because I haven't watched any fucking movies. Can't really afford it now because I fucked up. Yes, it's all my fuck up. But yeah, just a reminder too. I was not at all under the influence of anything when I fucking fucked this up. I just have to make sure that's clarified, because I don't want anybody to think that's a stoner mistake. That was not a stoner mistake. That was a sober mistake, and that's the worst kind. Believe it or not, my worst accident actually, when I wrecked fucking the aforementioned Lucille, my Dodge, I was the same situation. You know, I gotta stop getting pissed off at work. I think I gotta stop getting so fucking pissed off, because then I'm driving home and I'm just in a rush for everything. And I'm just like, I don't want to fucking do this, I don't want to fucking do that. And yeah, I think I might have to start smoking before I fucking leave work or something, and fucking relax myself or something, you know? Yeah, maybe a couple hits. It's no worse than fucking having a half a beer. Honestly, it's fucking actually less damaging, or less of a problem for me at least. But yeah. I think that's my final thought of the day is, yeah, I should probably work on my anger issues or work on something, because that's twice now I done fucked up a car after work completely sober without, like, I'm like mad almost because I don't have that excuse of like, no, I just took into like 2 dabs and I don't know what was going on. Nope. Hadn't taken a single hit. I hadn't even smelled weed. Actually, no, I did. When I was at Paul Martin's house, I was coming outside, and we both looked at each other like, who the fuck just lit up? It smelled like, it didn't just smell like weed, it smelled like burning weed, and I think one of his neighbors was just out in their backyard or something like that, but yeah. I think that's my final thought is just, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's an anger issue or something, but I gotta stop being so distracted, I guess, after work, or start, staying more focused. Because I couldn't believe that shit. Like, and that's what was fucked up, too. When I realized that I had just misjudged the island somehow and fucking was on the wrong side of it. Like, my first reaction wasn't even fear. It was anger. I was like, did I just fucking do this shit? Did I just fucking turn into the wrong fucking... And luckily, it was only the front 2 tires. Yeah. So, yeah. Final thought of the day. Final thoughts, actually. A bunch of them. Here, God damn it. Calm down when you're driving. Try not to be so distracted and angry. You don't have to be playing with your phone to be distracted while driving. Another one, make sure you have friends with different skills and jobs, man. Friends in different industries. And, always shop around when you're doing car work too. When you need car work done, shop around. Because there's probably a place in town that does it cheaper. And if not, then that means you got a real fuck up on your hands. Have a nice week. I'll see you next week.
What you just heard was a podcast in the Poop Culture Extended Universe. For more great podcasts, make your way to www.poopculture.com.